Oh, hello friends. I've made some assembly progress. Got the heads on and torqued. For those of you that may have interest, these are a obsolete set of flow heads. They call it a twisted wedge. The intake valve is canted similar to a big block Chevy. I think one of the articles I mentioned or I read said it did make some more horsepower. I just picked them up off of eBay because they were aluminum and had 202 valves in them. It has caused some problems with it. I needed to get special rocker arms for the offset, and then of course the guide plates, which should be connected here, I had to cut in half, and quite tedious to get everything lined up so that the little roller rolls in the center of the valve. But no big deal. I've run them now for 10,000 miles and no problems. I'm running a hydraulic roller lifter setup with a competition cam, the thumper cam, not the mother thumper, just a regular thumper. Ran into a small modification here. I'm pretty certain my headers will clear it, but I have to put them on. But the stock block, this oil feed was here and came out straight, but this one is now here and it goes down, and this type oil pressure sending unit will not clear the block or my adapter plate that I use for my AccuSump, so I've put it this way. That's not ideal. I think it'll work. I'll have to keep an eye on to make sure it doesn't vibrate down. If so, I'll have to come up with some kind of bracket or something, but we'll deal with that if it's a problem. So, at this point, I'm going to adjust the valves. Set them all at 0 lash plus a half a turn. And I'll pour some oil over everything, put the covers on it and a water pump, and we'll set it up on the engine run stand and make some noise. And I'm sitting down here getting ready to adjust the valves, set the lash, or 0 lash as the case may be, being a hydraulic lifter. The system I use is what's referred to as an EOI, which is when the exhaust opens, just starts to open, you set the intake. And then after you've got that done, I rotate the motor around, and as the intake comes around and closes, then I set the exhaust. That puts the bump of the cam at the lowest point, which gives the most slack. And here I'm wheeling the push rod up, feeling it until it just gets down to where there's no slack, and then I take and put a half a turn on it and tighten up the jam nut. So that's pretty much the process. There's other ways of doing them. There's ways you can set the crank and do 2 or 3 at a time and all that. I've just always found that this way works for me. I just start at one end and work my way through, and when I get to the end, I'm done. And it's semi-enjoyable. It's a part of that tedious work that is involved with setting up a motor that I kind of like. It's somewhat challenging, but not so challenging you gotta make your head hurt trying to figure it out. So I find that enjoyable.
As my brother would say, end of the day video. Got nearly all the accessories bolted on. Got oil in the pan. Check the sending unit and it clears. Tomorrow I'll stick my cut down distributor and hook it up to a drill, and we'll see if we got oil pressure and oil to all the push rods. But looks like a pretty neat motor. So once again, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. I think it's going to do a good job.